We previously talked about the rear panel of the camera, so let's take a look at the front and talk about optics and filter wheel. So there are two types of optics available for the FLIR X series cameras. We have motorized optics shown right here. It has a motor focus on-off button right there. And then we have standard manual focus lens, example right here. Notice both of them use a 4-tab bayonet mount, but the motorized has an additional tab, and that tab winds up in this slot, and when you rotate it, it causes the pins to extend on the lens mount right here. And those pins engage with some other pins on the back of the optic and make connection so we can drive the motor focus or check the optic's temperature or identify what optic is even installed. So to install these, you just line it up appropriately, push in to make sure that it's seated, and rotate it. And then there's a little catch that locks it in place. So to get it off, you just press the catch, rotate it, pops it straight off. On the manual focus, there's an additional set screw that locks the focus down. So once you get focus for your test, it's a good idea to tighten that up a little bit just to provide some friction so that vibration won't move it around. This is an example of the manual focus lenses that are available for the X series mid-wave camera. This is for the standard 3-5 camera, and we have a 17mm relatively wide angle, 25mm, 50mm, 100mm, and 200mm. Behind that, we have our 3x microscope and a 1x microscope. There's also a 5x microscope that I don't have with me today, and a 50mm macro that fits the working distance from where the 50mm stops working to where the 1x starts working. With the standard manual focus lenses, you can twist them to achieve focus from whatever the minimum working distance is out to infinity. With the microscope lenses, they have a fixed working distance, and you have to move the camera up and down to achieve that working distance and get crisp focus. We have a similar set of lenses like this that are all motorized. So if you can't be near the camera during the test, it's a good idea to get the motorized lens and make sure you're working with an 80 series camera. If you find yourself working with quite a few of the lenses, we offer this nice case to keep them organized and protected. Let's wrap up by talking a bit about filters and the filter holder. So the X series cameras have a 4-position filter wheel inside that's user accessible. With the power off, you can spin it around with your finger like this. And here we see an ID3, which is an ND3 filter. Here's an ID2, which is an ND2 filter. And then an ID1, and then an open slot. So you can use the open slot with a blank filter holder like this and a little wrench. So the wrench has 2 useful ends. The flat end goes in little notches right here and spins a retaining ring out. You can just do it with your finger too a lot of times. So you would install your filter in there. These use the standard 1-inch diameter, 1mm thick filter, and you can stack up to 2 filters thick. Put the capture ring back on, tighten it back, use the tool to get it tight so it's nice and snug. Then you use the other end of the tool, the spanner wrench part, in the white holes. And then you align those little wires with the slots, hold it still, and click it into place. So now that custom filter holder has been installed, and this is ID40, and the camera will remember that position, or actually these are magnetically barcoded, so when it spins the filter wheel around, it can ID that that's an ID40. And if you've done non-uniformity corrections associated with this filter and you move the filter into place, it'll automatically load up those non-uniformity corrections. To get it back out, just stick it in there again, twist it to unlock it, it comes right out like that. So very easy to do, very user accessible. The A series cameras, A-cooled cameras, also have a filter wheel, but they're not user accessible. It has to be done at the factories. That's one of the big advantages of X series, is if you need to do custom filtering for neutral density or for spectral filtering, it's a simple process.